what should your rate of gain be in the off season? It's a common question I get from my clients and members of the gym. So while I'm going to say it depends, I'm going to give you guys something to consider that will hopefully provide a little bit more clarity to the answer of it depends, because it does. Now, you have to remember that in an off-season setting or even in a diet, rate of gain, rate of loss are not going to be completely linear because they're based on a lot of factors. And one important factor, and I guess kind of almost more of a trend that you'll see, is going to be, adjustments in how they affect your rate of gain. So it'd be really easy for me to say, you need to gain 1.5 or 0.5 pounds a week or 4 pounds a month, whatever it is. Because I do usually recommend looking at longer spans of time versus any 1 week. Because are you going to be perfectly gaining 0.5 pounds of muscle every week? Absolutely not. But what can happen more than likely is if we look across this longer period of time is more like this net rate of gain, or in the case of a deficit, net rate of loss. Because when you make an adjustment, let's say like you add in a little bit of gear or you add in a little more food, you're going to see an initial kind of like spike in body weight. I'm not going to say exactly how much, but let's say it's a pound and a half, right? From there, then the next week, it might be, a pound increase. Okay, so, all right, so it's a pound and a half, and now it's a pound. So we're still probably, obviously in a bit of a surplus, or the gear's doing its thing, whatever it is, right? And a lot of this is going to be water weight for sure right off the rip. And then the next week is like 0.5 pounds. You say, okay, now my rate of gain, well, I didn't really have an exact target across 3 weeks now. This was 1.5, 1, and 0.5. So 3 pounds across 3 weeks. Hey, look at that. Averages out to about a pound per week. And then maybe like week 4, it's like 0.25. And at that point, you're like, all right, I've gained 3.25 pounds in the last 4 weeks. How am I looking? Still pretty good. Health markers are in check. I don't feel like I'm getting run down or beat down. From there, you have a couple options. You say, all right, do we run another week to see if we want to gain another 0.25 pounds? Maybe, especially if you're on the upper end of like that off-season period. If you feel like you're not and you have a lot of runway, you have a lot of food you can add without digestive issues, you have more gear you can add. Those are the two major manipulations I'll make. Maybe we make another increase and then we'll see another, pound and a half, right? And then the so on and so forth continues. And then now across, 8 weeks, you've gained 6.5 pounds. And that comes right into the like just under a pound per week category. And so, when people are like, what should my rate of gain be in the off season? Remember, it's not going to be completely linear. It's going to be kind of like this like step fashion based on the adjustments you make more importantly than anything else. So again, coaching does not come down to very specific like 0.5 this, 0.2 that. It's going to be a read and respond, a little bit of proactive, a little bit of reactive. And if you're doing that as a coach, your coach is doing that, you guys are on the right track.